countries and sister countries, and distinguished representatives of transport and communication industries and ministries and guests, I would like to welcome all of you with my most heartfelt regards. This is the 12th of the series of our transport and communication summits, and I hope that this will be a fruitful summit for our country and our nation. The summit will continue for 3 days, and I would like to thank all participants who are going to contribute to the vision of the transport and communication areas with their speeches and their contributions. And I'd like to congratulate the organizers of this important summit. For many years, the Atatürk Airport represented our country in the aviation industry, and today it is hosting one of the most comprehensive and significant international organizations of the same area. The largest technology festival of the world, Technofest, is also hosted at the Atatürk Airport. So from now on, it will host trade fairs, events, and competitions at national and international level as a venue. 12 years ago, in the year 2009, the 10th Transport Summit was held with the theme goal 2023. Today we are at the verge of 2023, and once again we have met in order to discuss the present and the future of transport and communication. These are important investments which are the baseline for development, and when we look at the progress that we have made, we can see that we have made a lot of important leaps. In the past, some of the themes that were only a vision or a dream for us are currently in front of us as fully completed projects. Soon I will be sharing with you some main details of some of these projects. But what I would like to draw attention to is that in the current picture that we are facing, in addition to the already completed projects, we also have things that we still have to do, some deficiencies or some new needs which are introduced by the changing and developing world, especially considering some recent changes like the pandemic or the climate change, whose grim results we have started facing more recently. These are projecting their own realities, which means in addition to other areas in transport and communication industries, some serious changes or some new trends may arise. In fact, the process that we are experiencing shows us the same reality in its historic background. Throughout history, humanity has faced some important changes, and climate changes or new transport alternatives emerging have played an important role, and today we have started discussing such developments once again. So when you look at the issue from that viewpoint, the world is at the verge of a new and comprehensive change. If as countries and as communities we can interpret this process correctly and we can fulfill our responsibilities in an equitable way, in that case we can do good for the joint good future of humanity. But if we cannot mobilize this shared conscious, and in that case a chaos period with grim results may await humanity. Throughout history, Turkey has been a country at the center of important global changes, and it currently faces the responsibility of leading this change in the upcoming process as well. It is an important link between the old cultures of the East to the West. Important trade lines like the Silk Road has always crossed through Anatolia. Even though with the Industrial Revolution, the process which started, we were left outside it, is still our geography has never lost its geostrategic significance. From production to logistics, in every area, we have once again strengthened our possibility of becoming the center once again. And as the residents of this beautiful geography, we are ready to increase our contribution to humanity. In addition to ourselves, for all of our friends and brothers and sisters, we invite them to be together and to act together in this important leap. We have established a strong democracy and development infrastructure in the past decade, and global governance and economy system is being restructured, and our strong infrastructure gives us the upper hand in repositioning ourselves. The significance of the human resource and the physical infrastructure has been witnessed most recently in the health services that we offer. Currently, in manufacturing and logistics, we are facing a similar condition, similar picture, and our infrastructure in this area is also equally strong. We utilize our current infrastructure in the most efficient way possible, and we improve it with new investments in order to seize the opportunities that lie ahead of us. Turkey is remembered by its old state by some groups, and we show them the means that we have, and we want to expand our areas of cooperation. We have a difference than many other countries, which is we do not want to win ourselves only, but we would like to win together. From Africa to Asia, in all geographies, in all areas, we go to our friends with this offer, and we take all of our steps with this philosophy. Our civilization and our culture has given us this approach, which we use in continuing on our path. Esteemed guests, as a country from Europe towards the east, towards the Caucasus, and to Asia, and in the south direction to North Africa and Africa, we have a broad land area in the middle of these important places. We have many mountains, coastlines. We have some challenging spots in our geography, so it may be difficult to make a transport investment in this challenging geography. But from land road to rail lines to maritime lines, we were able to achieve this. As Turkey, in transport and communication, in the past 19 years, we have invested 1 trillion liras in public investment as a country. And each of these projects will probably be mentioned during the summit. They have probably been discussed and raised. But only as a reminder, I would like to share with you some of the main details of those projects. For instance, in highways, the divided roads have been increased from 6,000 kilometers to 28.3 thousand kilometers. And by doing so, in goods and passenger transport, we have ensured rapid, comfortable, and secure land transport infrastructure. In many parts of our country, divided roads are currently under construction. We will open them stage by stage, and we will continue increasing this total length. The length of our highways has been increased from 1,700 to 3,500 kilometers. From the Balkans to our country, the entrance gate is Edirne, and the exit to the Middle East is at the Şanlıurfa province. And now highways are running between those two ends without any breaks. The Aydın-Denizli highway is currently under construction, and the Malkara-Çanakkale Highway, which also includes the 1915 bridge. With the addition of those, in 2023, the total length of our highways will be more than 4,000 kilometers. In addition to highways and divided roads, we are making improvement projects in other areas as well. So we will have 14,000 kilometers of high standard land lines in our country. In order to overcome the challenges of our landscape, we have used new bridges and new tunnels to cross some challenging areas. The length of total tunnels in our country has been increased from 50 kilometers to 600, and the length of bridges and viaducts have been raised from 300 kilometers up to 710 kilometers. In our country, there are many valleys or mountains which are very hard to cross, which are a subject of folk songs. And with these investments on all different corners of our country, land transport is no longer a challenge for our citizens, but it's rather now a pleasure. This also saves us fuel and decreases emissions, and by doing so, this contributes to the health of the environment. And thanks to such highway investments, the vehicle mobility in our country increased by 170%, but the accidents decreased by 80%. When it comes to rail line investment, that was another area that we prioritized. From the Ottoman Empire and the early years of the Republic, we had some rail lines which had been neglected for many decades. No improvement or addition was done to them, and we have taken over 12,000 kilometers of rail lines. We have replaced it in its entirety. We have improved the signalization systems and electrification systems in the existing lines. We have made significant progress in this area. For the first time in our country, we have laid rapid train lines and we have opened them for operations. Currently, 3,500 kilometers of new rail lines are under construction. The rapid train line, the Ankara to Sivas section, will be inaugurated soon, and in many other destinations, construction is underway. The Baku-Tbilisi-Kars rail line, thanks to this important direction from West Europe to the easternmost point of Asia, it is now possible to do train journeys without any breaks. Marmara is also integrated into this line, which plays an important role in global networks and is becoming ever more prominent. The national and international rail lines, as well as our rail systems, have been employed in inner city transport. Currently, in 12 of our cities, we have more than 800 kilometers of urban rail systems, and in 7 cities, 185 kilometers of new rail lines are under construction. These are positive developments which were possible thanks to the investments that we made in our rail line industry. We have gathered under a single roof the companies which produce such vehicles, such cars. The electric train set, national train set, has been improved, and next year our construction activities will begin for the nationally produced electric engine car, and similarly, in trams and suburban lines, we are almost at a level of being able to produce it ourselves. We have finalized design and now we're about to start the construction. We have also made an important leap in air transport. We are in the middle of east and west and north and south. which means we are at the center of very busy human, passenger and good transport lines, and we have brought an important infrastructure which it required. Internally, the number of our airports have been increased from 26 to 56. Currently, some other airports are under construction, and when they're complete, we will have 61 airports in total. The number of our international flights have been taken from 50 countries and 60 destinations to 120 countries and 329 destinations in total. The Istanbul airport has been in operation for 3 years now, and it is number two among the top airports of the world, and among European airports it is the busiest one. And for now, it has a capacity of 90 million passengers per year, but this can be increased to 200 million, and this has been one of the important symbols of Turkey's grand vision. The Turkish Airlines is also among the top airlines of the world and is always improving itself and raising to the top. Our investment in air transport and our achievements have brought us to every destination in our country and in the world, and we have made progress in this goal. 90% of global trade takes place through maritime routes, and we do not ignore that either. For our foreign trade, we have increased the share of sea transport by fourfold. In the first 7 months of this year, more than 158 billion dollars of trade has taken place through maritime roads. The Chandarlı port and the expansion of the Mersin port and some other projects, when they are complete, the maritime transport will have a bigger share in our trade. In the past few months, we have opened the Filios port, is which has become an important center in the trade in the region. And when we complete some of our other projects, our country's share in maritime trade will have increased significantly. And similarly, in the dockyard uh, industry and the manufacturing of yachts, we have made progress as well. The most important project that we have in maritime transport is the Kanal Istanbul project. The Istanbul Strait, the Bosphorus, is no longer able to handle the increasing traffic of passengers and goods, and our shores are under a constant threat, which means we had to seek an alternative. 10 years ago, we have raised this idea for the first time. It has been discussed in every detail, and all preparations have been made, and finally it has come to the stage of physical application. The Sazlıdere Bridge is the first solid step of the Kanal Istanbul project. The tender and the lot allocation has finished, and the Halkalı Kapıkule rail line bridge is the second step. Other parts of the project will take place in line with a certain timeline. The excavation for the canal will also begin based on the dates of the timeline. On the other hand, transport projects now also have as an integral part some communication investment, and we have made progress in that area as well. We have come to the level of manufacturing and launching our own satellites, which is a solid example of the progress that we have made, from broadband internet to fiber lines to mobile subscribers to operator plans. In every area of communication, we have increased the standards of the service that we offer to our businesses and our people. Our goal is not to only be a consumer or a follower in communication technologies, but to be a developer, a leader, or a producer. For this reason, in 5G and many other areas, we increase our local and national ratio in some technologies of the future. Digitalization uh, and in other areas of transport, we see that digitalization is gaining more significance. It helps us save time and fuel and gives many opportunities for saving and advantages in many areas. We want to expand smart transport systems. The strategy and the action plans that we develop will help us take steps towards all of these targets. At the Transport Summit, every topic that you discuss, every theme, uh, is an important input and an important guide in this direction. And with such thoughts, I once again thank everyone who participates in and contributes to the summit on behalf of myself and my nation. And I'd like to once again thank the organizers of this summit, and I greet all of you once again.
Cumhurbaşkanımız Sayın Recep Tayyip Erdoğan'a konuşmaları için çok teşekkür ediyor ve zat devletlerini bir müddet sahnede misafir ediyoruz. Değerli konuklar, Sayın Cumhurbaşkanımıza günün anısına hediye takdim edilecektir. Hediyelerini takdim etmek üzere Ulaştırma ve Altyapı Bakanımız Sayın Adil Kara İsmailoğlu'nu sahneye davet ediyorum. Buyurunuz lütfen.